Hit the like button, coming in, subscribe to Sensei Reality TV. Let me say this. I see that T.I. ain't the only rapper that's, trying to pursue a stand-up comedian type of career. I see that Fat Joe is doing the same also. Now, these claims that Fat Joe is making about being the one to put Pitbull on, being the one to put Trick Daddy on, this is just crazy. But let's just listen to Fat Joe. Let's listen to him one more time.
I put him on. I took his, made sure that they played it. They wasn't never gonna play it. 6 months later, he was rich. Pitbull. I took his demo and got him signed. Fat Joe, cool. Trick Daddy. I took it and got him signed. Fuji, I was supposed to be mine. I ain't put the Fuji's on, but I'm telling you about facts.
Now, Fat Joe saying that I ain't never in my life ever heard of this story before. And for Fat Joe to say this, it's comical. Because we all know that Uncle Luke was the first to put Trick That on, get Trick That on, and to get Pitbull on. But see, this ain't it, y'all. This is not it. Now, Trick Dad also has something to say about this. So let's listen to see what Trick had to say.
I said, I don't got no home. Luke said, where you stay? I said, shit, out the house. Luke said, shit, I go and do the shit at the crib. I just bought the condo. It's 3 bedroom, you get one of them. You gotta cook. I said, hell yeah. Oh shit, we roommates did that. I didn't do that now. I go in there at this time. I think Luke might have touched on this yesterday. We went to Vegas. And Suge had just bought the thing. And then an accident. Fucking the car. Car just burning. We went to Vegas and we met up with Suge. And the whole Death Row family, including Pop and Snoop and all these niggas. And because at that time it was a situation where supposedly the West Coast and South was beefing about something happened at Jack at the Rapper years ago, but we met up like some players and we squashed that shit. Luke was doing a peak show at that time. I met all the real porn stars. I'm like, yeah, shit. It's my type of party. It's my type of shit. So we done met Death Row. I'm done, man. I wanna be like them niggas gonna be a force to record with. I'm telling Luke like Island Records called me and Island, they want to offer you a contract. I said, see what they talking about. When they came back, I didn't feel like the proposal was suitable enough for me. I continued going on the road with Luke, going on the road with Luke, going on the road with Luke. We was all over the country. We was doing 4 or 5 shows a week, sometimes 2 or 3 shows a night. Remember what year this was? It's 95. It's 95 going into 96. So just keep it. Pay attention. What was the next album? What was your first album? My first album was based on a true story. I wanted to Touche. I was like, man, listen, you got these niggas over here rapping, but that ain't what people want to hear. You got a gospel group, but ain't nobody really into gospel right now. You need to hear me. Your first album dropped what year? My first album dropped 1996. 97. 97. 97. Okay. And we was going. This 96 at the time. Me and Buddy Rowe was supposed to be a rap group. But Buddy Rowe caught another dope charge and went back to the fiends. And then you dropped this. This is when I dropped this shit. Oh shit! Got it.
Now that was Trick Daddy explaining to you himself that Luke was the one to get him on. Luke was the one that let him stay over at his house when he ain't had nowhere else to stay at the time when he was first starting off in his career. Trick Daddy said it himself on his live. Now, this just further explains my point of the reason why Fat Joe is doing all this, y'all. What else could it be? Dun 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 dun. This has been a message that's sponsored by Chasing for Clout TV. Just want to make a headline. Chasing for clout. This is the reason why Fat Joe is doing this. I mean, cause the reason why I say this is because Fat Joe, we all know he had a show that he used to hold dang near every day on IG called a Jopra show or whatever he called it. I mean, it was popping. It was hitting. People was tuning in, especially during the time when they were doing Versus TV. Like Fat Joe was the most talked about on his IG live when he used to have these interviews and things like that. Now it's kind of slowed down a little bit. So what do you do when things slow down a little bit? You make up these stories that ain't nobody ever heard of, ain't nobody ever gave you the credit of, but you coming out saying this false information. And if it's true, then provide the truth, because I mean, we never known of Fat Joe ever being the one to introduce us to Pitbull or Trick Daddy. Now, Pitbull is yet to say anything about this. I don't think Pitbull ever will, because Pitbull too far in the pop world. But Fat Joe, I mean, what else can you expect this man to do? He got to have something to talk about. I mean, to have people talking about, you know, what's going on with him. And I hate to say that because this is Fat Joe. But when that plate get cold and you try to put it in the microwave to warm it back up, sometimes the food ain't gonna taste the same. And what Fat Joe doing, he trying to put that plate back in that microwave to see if that food gonna taste the same. And right now, that food ain't tasting the same, man. You don't let it sit out too long. Without the aluminum foil on it, without putting it in the refrigerator. You let the plate just sit out for the air to just hit it all day. It ain't gonna taste the same. No matter how hard you try to reheat that food up, it's not gonna taste the same. And for Fat Joe to think that for us to believe this, all these years, we gonna all of a sudden just believe that you want the one to put Trick That on, put Pitbull on. And you ain't even from Miami. You talking about how long you been staying in Miami. You ain't from Miami, Joe. Uncle Luke is 305. He born and raised. Trick Daddy 305 born and raised. Pitbull 305 born and raised. I mean, what are we talking about, man? And then he gonna get up on when Luke went on IG Live with him to talk about. Now I don't know if y'all gonna be able to hear any of this, but I'm gonna see if y'all can be able to hear this, because it's not on my end this time, y'all. It's on their end, the reason why y'all can't hear it. Cause you know, my last video, I know y'all was saying something about the audio, and I understand that I had it probably too low or whatnot. But Fat Joe and Trick Daddy went on IG Live to discuss this. Because I mean, I'm gonna just tell you what Uncle Luke said. Before we get off into that part, I'm gonna tell you what Uncle Luke said when he saw this. Now, Uncle Luke said, I love Joe, but I find this very interesting because I discovered Trick Daddy, he did his first song with me as soon as he got out of lockup. And he stayed with me. And that's the part that I played with Trick Daddy was saying that just a while ago. And Trick Daddy confirmed that because he said it on his live, and I just played it for y'all. I also discovered and signed Pitbull to the platinum-selling Luke Records label. He did his first song with me because he said, because I felt the importance of signing a Cuban rapper, so I discovered him off of a battle rap tape. That's how Pitbull first started, battle rapping. Maybe I'm missing something here. I do have the receipts. By the way, because you don't see me all in the videos, at the parties, and he added DJ Khaled, I found him on the underground radio mix as well. '96 brought him to the mainstream. Radio 99 Jams Miami, The Luke Show. Man, see, this is what I'm saying. He got too many receipts. So let me play y'all what Fat Joe said when he went on live with Luke.
This and that. I said, yo, let me break it down to Luke and everybody. My side of the story, my truth, because I'm telling the truth. Now I know when it comes to Miami, you discovered Pitbull, you discovered Trick Daddy, you discovered, you put Khaled on the radio show, the first main radio show. I don't deny nothing. You was king of Miami when you first came up. You understand? Right. I'm not saying that. Miami's my home for 20 years. I've received nothing but love, and I got nothing but respect for everybody in Miami. But I believe this time 2 people are right. I believe 2 people are right. And that's it. I just want to come on here and say my piece, brother. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Just like when we had a conversation with all of us. And so whenever, and that's why when I did this post, my father was telling me about it, and I looked at and the whole thing.
Luke got to get some better Wi-Fi. Come on, man. Love you, Luke.
And that's why when I did this post, I was able to do it, and I was on out of the record that, and I said, "Big trick, we gonna do this," and then when I get, then we gonna. But it took long. He ended up signing up, from my understanding, with Slip and Slide. So they didn't ended up on Atlantic. But I say all that. You never know what happened and how things are after. You know what I'm saying? They cut all the time. And there's always people who look out and people who put down and people who introduce. So yes, you're right. Both of us are right in this situation, because at the end of the day, once they left me, what happened, who did what, how did it happen, but everybody came. And ain't nobody become successful without people who, co-signing and co-signing things. So,
Exactly. Fat Joe was co-signing.
We able to get on here, conversation.
Exactly, y'all. That's all. I mean, Luke wanted to keep it on the positive note. I get that. But you got to keep it real, too. It's not no 2 people that was right on this. Fat Joe was wrong. He didn't discover no Luke. Trick Daddy even said it himself in the IG Live video that I played for y'all once again, as I'm telling y'all earlier. Trick Daddy said who discovered him. Trick Daddy said who started him off. It was Luke. Right? So it ain't no 2 people that was right. And then Luke also said co-signing. And that's all Fat Joe doing. Fat Joe trying to co-sign himself by saying what he did, that he really don't have no receipts or proof of it. Because I never heard of it. So this is to show you what people would do when a little bit of that attention slow up and they try to reheat that food. This is all I'm saying. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I just played it for y'all. But that's the reason why Fat Joe doing this. Clout, media attention. This ain't Fat Joe no more. This Jopra. It's a whole new individual. But y'all be good, man. This Sensei Reality TV. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what time it is. Live, love, laugh. Stay military minded. Keep God first, or whoever that you believe in. Y'all have a good Monday, man. I'll let y'all later. One love. Peace to all.